Why your matches are not turning into dates. And welcome to the new TRG headquarters. We just moved in. We're feeling fantastic. We have a gigantic board now. I didn't shrink. I got a board that is mega sized for all the juicy information about these weasels. And in this video, I'm going to break down exactly why your matches aren't turning into dates, because you could be putting in a ton of effort on swiping, on your images, getting matches on your online profiles, and they're not converting. And it's a ton of energy and effort. It could become a full-time job. And so we need to be converting for it to be worth our time. And obviously, you're never gonna bat 100%. There's always gonna be some leakage, some drop off, some fumble. Who gives a shit? But we need to optimize it to the highest degree possible so that we can become maximum leverage, maximum abundance, and having our pick of the litter. So, I'm gonna break it down into 6 points on an external behavior and psychological reasons why we're not converting our matches to dates. Number 1, your matches match at medium to low interest. So many guys are in disbelief that a girl can match with them on a dating app and not be ready to meet. They're like, we matched. What's the problem? Obviously, she matched with me so we could go out. Wrong. You're thinking like a man. You're thinking like a primate. A guy is a rocket ship. We are 0 to 100. She's cute, I'll meet up with her. Women are not like you. They are not ready just because you matched. And the problem is, a lot of times women match at medium to low interest. Here's why. Let's say you're 6'4". Clearly I'm not. Let's say you're 6'4", and your images suck. Let's say you're 6'4" and handsome. Let's go a step further. Let's say you're a super chat. You're 6'4", handsome, but your images are shitty. They're maybe a mixture of selfies or mirror pictures, etc. You will still be able to get matches, maybe not the highest quality, but you'll still be able to get a good amount of volume of matches because you check certain boxes. You're a super chat, okay? Physically, you're a super chat. So you will get some matches. Maybe not the highest quality, but you'll get tons of matches from cute to medium cute and of course to ugly, but you don't want those. But a lot of the girls you want, let's say the 8s, are going to match with you at a 5 out of 10 interest level, maybe a 6 or 7 out of 10 interest level. They're not super high interest. Why? Because yes, you check some boxes. Yes, you're good looking and tall, great. But in the sea of men, in the conundrum that is the dating app market for guys, she's evaluating all of her options. And this guy has way better images, comparably attractive, maybe just shorter, but exudes status or leverage. She's gonna be much higher interest in that guy because that's what they care about. See, they're not just physical beings like us. They care about all these different variables. And so if you have leaks in your profile, if your images or your prompts or whatever is not optimized, then you're getting women into your funnel that are medium to low interest. You're already fighting an uphill battle. They did it because you checked a few boxes, but not the complete spectrum of boxes to be high interest. And so from the get-go, you're borderline fucked. Borderline. If you're an amazing texter with amazing social proof, you can ascend them, but most guys are not. And so they come into the funnel, moderately interested, your texting is moderately okay, and they leak. Number 2, wow, there's enough room now for me to just walk over here. Number 2, how you start the conversation destroys frame, interest, and desire. Openers leak power to logical validation, cringe, boring. How you kickstart the conversation with women, it's not everything, but it really matters because women clock subconsciously your power, your value, your leverage, your status very, very quickly. They do it via your profile, and then they do it literally based on the words that come out of your thumbs on the opener. It's that make or break. You might not even get responses if your opener is that terrible. But if you do get responses on mediocre openers, they're going to be medium to low interest, pulling teeth. They're gonna give worse responses. They're gonna care less. Their effort to make something happen with you is going to be plummeting by the second because your opener was a compliment. Are you from NASA? Because you're a rocket. I mean, it's just so cringe and gay. Stop being Magic Johnson, guys. Anytime you compliment a woman, anytime you say a pickup line, anytime you're performing, just think of Magic Johnson and his son, okay? That's what it is. And so we need to tighten up our opener, how we kickstart conversation. Any opener that has validation or a compliment, copy and paste pickup line, anything cringe, anything direct, anything sexual, they get the ick immediately. They get turned off immediately, and it's over. It's over. This is the margin of error, especially when you're talking to attractive women. If you're talking to, beluga whales, there's more leniency, but I'm talking to the guy that doesn't want to settle. There's no margin of error with attractive women on dating apps. Your opener cannot do any of those things so that it actually keeps you in the game long enough to ascend her, because again, they're not rocket ships. Number 3, you lack the ability to read women via text. How are they responding? What's their vibe, etc. One of the highest elevated skill sets you develop by learning the real game is being able to read women through a phone. Reading her images, reading who she is by her prompts, and how she is texting you. You must develop the skill to read her energy via text. It will determine how you should match or behave. If you're dealing with a girl that's hyper extroverted, tons of exclamation points, tons of energy, you don't want to go overboard and put in more than that. For example, if you're dealing with a girl that's a bit more dry, or maybe she just has dry sense of humor, match the dry sense of humor. You need to be able to read these things, because every girl, yes, there's tons of patterns and there's tons of things that are replicable, but you cannot depend on a script because there's nuance and women behave differently. And so you need to be able to read their personality type, their energy towards you, etc., and play your game, but with slight nuance changes based on her. Very, very high level, but once you learn it, you're elite. Number 4, conversation topic selections aren't easy for them to respond to. They're unrelevant, they're uninteresting, copy and paste, too confusing, all these things. What do I mean by that? So let's say you open and you get into a conversation around some topic. God forbid it is a topic about flirting or your future together or whatever dumb shit you heard on the internet. So let's say you get into a conversation topic, but the conversation adds friction. Women are lazy. At the first sight of friction, at the first sight of having to use their goddamn brain to respond, they probably won't unless they're very high interest because you max out profile, right? All these things are intertwined. So let's say your conversation topic is her work, okay? Which is not good. It adds friction. Who the hell wants to talk about work? Let's say you're really clueless and you ask her how is Hinge, or a question about dating. These topics nuke conversations and they nuke interest. It's hard to respond to, it's not clear conversational direction, it destroys her state. Now she's feeling negative around you, now she doesn't want to talk to you. If it's irrelevant rather, it could be something about a strange topic, a fun fact, I don't know, whatever. And it's not relevant to her. She's not gonna think you care about her, or you're interested in her, or she can't talk about herself. All these things, nuke. Your conversation topics cannot cause friction. They cannot make it difficult to her to respond. It cannot be challenging for her to understand where this is going. If they are, you're screwed. No dates. Number 5, your funnel doesn't accomplish enough certainty and social proof. I don't know where you send your matches, whether to Number or to Instagram, etc. But let me say this. Women, especially young, attractive women on dating apps, need social proof. You need certainty. Again, they ascend, we're up and down. They need more certainty and information to feel good enough about meeting you in person. They need way more. We don't need certainty. We don't care if she doesn't have an Instagram, as long as you're real and you're cute, whatever, show up. We need social proof. We need certainty. We need them to feel like other women want us. We need them to feel like other people like us and we're not weird. They cannot make individual decisions. They can't come to individual conclusions. They need to know with social proof tons more, like 100 times more certainty than you need of them. And if our funnel, where we're taking them, does not accomplish that, they'll ghost, they'll flake, they'll unengage, they'll move on to the next. There's so many guys. Why would they have to tolerate for 1 second a guy that doesn't create certainty or social proof? They wouldn't. It's over. Or let's say you do have some social proof, but it's just not enough. It sucks. You need a lot and you need good, quantity and quality. Number 6, timing and execution on plan setting is not calibrated. Too fast, she's not there. Too slow, she's moved on. A lot of guys, especially very successful guys, match on a dating app and they go 0 to 100. Drinks? I got an idea. Drinks? Like they're just, boom, they're just right to it. Or they get off the app, and the minute they get off the app, seconds of responding back and forth, okay, let's go out, what are you doing this week? Not there. You talked for 5 or 6 back and forths, 10 back and forths on the app, and then you get her number, get her Instagram, and you're going for the date. Not enough certainty, not enough social proof. She's just not there. You go Mach 10, you are not gonna set dates. On the flip side, if you're not nuanced and calibrated and you are going too slow and you're playing the long game, I mean, I've literally had consultations with guys that have worked with other coaches, and they're like, yeah, they told me to talk to girls for weeks at a time before a date. That's insanity. Insanity. That's way too slow. Is your time worthless? Is your time not worth anything? You're establishing only comfort with this girl, and she's getting used to using you for dopamine and attention without having to transact to meet you in person. These things are nuanced and they're calibrated. Too fast in your response time, in your plan setting, you're screwed. Too slow with your responses and you're drip feeding way too much and planning things out for weeks, it's a waste of your time and you're probably still screwed, no matter how good of a texter you are. Because there's ebbs and flows of attraction and desire. Too long, you go on the downslope. You need to hit them at their peak certainty interest level. This is nuanced depending on the girl, but the framework is simple. You be the most efficient you possibly can at increasing their desire, increasing their certainty and interest and all this stuff, and you go. It's very simple. If you're a successful guy that is struggling to set dates from matches and wants to finally master modern dating, female psychology, and women, click the links below. I have a one-on-one program and I also have a lot of online curriculum as well. I'll see you in the next video.